It's the one area. And at the same time, discipline also meaning you don't do the things you already know are not good for you. Discipline is not just about the active part of doing something. It also relates to the passive part of leaving the things out of your life where you already know is not going to help you. Both of these areas is, let's say, discipline. Focus for me is the ability to mobilize your energy. Energy maybe doesn't tell anything to the people. Your intention, your mind, your awareness. Let's say I need to do some type of work. I need to write an email. Simple. The quickest way, most accurate way to write this email is if you are completely with your awareness, you are focused in writing this email right now. You don't look at the mobile phone at the same time. You don't listen to music. You don't watch another television show on the screen. You don't eat something at the same time. Your focus is on that one task. Because your focus is on that one task, this is why everything that you are made out of can flow into whatever you are creating there. You don't do like the bench press and do something for the legs at the same time. It doesn't make sense. To mobilize energy means to know exactly where am I focusing my attention, and therefore where attention goes, there the energy flows. Yes. So this is what focus means for me. If you want to create something, it's better to know where does your attention go. It's not that you are like walking this path and then you are like becoming superhuman or anything like this. It is very, very simple. You just become less compulsive and less reactive to whatever is going on in this world. Because this is where I felt like at some point, I don't want this anymore. I don't want to be driven by what is going on out there in the world. I don't want to be driven by what is happening out there where I feel like I have no influence on. It can be the decision of the governments. It can be the decision of whatever is being propagated in this world, which is ultimately affecting me. And I just didn't feel like I want to be dependent on external circumstances. Because this just doesn't feel like my life is in my hands. How can it be that people around me, circumstances around me, that I literally have really no influence on? How can it be that all of this is influencing my life to such an extent that it makes me suffer, that it is frustrating me, that I feel depressed about it, that I feel angry about it, that I feel sad about it? At some point, I just felt like it's very unstable. And so I started to ask myself, how come that I cannot manage myself in a better way? And this is where now all this so-called inner work starts to take place, where the self-mastery takes place. You are not trying to solve the issues of your government. You are not trying to solve the problems of your neighbor. The first thing you try to solve is everything that is able to trigger you to not be at ease with how this life is. What is the ultimate outcome of starting to invest some time in yourself? I would say you are getting more at ease regardless of what is happening on the outside. It doesn't mean you are becoming more ignorant to it. That is also a misconception. It is just the fact that the world around you, everything is like still in turmoil and everything is still burning. But because you are at ease, because you have become more stable, at least in this burning surrounding, you can now still be the guide to help the people out of the house. Because if you lose your temper and if you are getting stressed when the house is burning, who's going to guide the way? And this is how I felt my life was also slowly developing, in the sense that if I really feel like I would like to contribute something to this world, to this society, then it can only be done if I'm already at ease and with peace inside of myself, that then I can carry out in the world. It depends on the openness of the mind eventually. Everything on the openness of yourself. So if somebody is 50 years old, but he is still open to life. Open to life means you actually realize about yourself that you know nothing about this lifetime. You have 50 years of human life, yeah? But 50 years is 50 years, yeah? So it really depends on how open are you staying throughout your journey in this lifetime. If you always take care of staying open, there is no limit in terms of how much and how much more are you able to develop yourself. The more limited, the more restricted, the more closed you are, the more you think you are perfect, the less you're going to change. Right now, we can sit here. We call this life. We all wish that now we have life. We hope this life is going to be 70, 80, 90, maybe 100 years long. And after these 100 years, then death can come.
Yeah.
Death and life is not a chronology. Who gives you the guarantee? Not right now. No matter how healthy you're living, you get a heart attack right now. Where's the guarantee?
I don't have one. It is one of my fears.
Yeah. Me, I don't have it either. I don't have the guarantee. I don't know every morning if I wake up. Death is not coming later. Life and death simultaneously at the same time. So using this type of perspective, success and failure, there is no successful person I know in this world who does not at the same time has success on this side and can prove to me on the other side all of the failures that eventually led to his success.
True.
So what it means is to live in a world where you think that we are living in a world which is about life. It is about light. It is about moving upwards. It is about successful. It is about beautiful. It is about higher, faster, better. This type of propaganda of making the human believe this life is one-directional and that you can choose, I think is a misconception. And one day I feel the very hard reality is going to come. And the reality is that this one and this one, losing, failure, letting go, dying, getting sick, it is a part of every human being's lifetime. Now, just looking at the world, what is it that is propagated? Where is all the energy of the human being going? It only goes in this direction because it feels comfortable. Security. Insecurity is nothing. Uncertainty is nothing that you feel comfortable to deal with it. But what I'm saying is, this and that, they belong together. There is no way out. And the earlier you start to realize this, the more real your view about this existence, about your life becomes. And what it means is you start to appreciate way more what you have right now instead of running around, starting to chase some things over and over again to afterwards realize you come alone, you go alone. Very simple. We talk a lot about mindset. It's all about mind. This is the essence of the Shaolin practices, not to forget. This is the essence. This is where all of the beautiful forms, the hardening, the fighting aspect of it, where at the end, all of it boils down to the point, how much have you understood about your life during this lifetime that you have available? That is the core. That definition of freedom to do what you want at any time that you want. Just feel free without any type of restriction. I don't think this is the way how a human in this world is learning to grow. There is derived from the ancient teachings a saying, there is no progress, there is no development without restriction. And this means sometimes you need to have somebody telling you what you are supposed to do. Even if you feel like sleeping until like 10, 11 o'clock, well, it's not good to do. It's wake up, do your disciplined structure, and then learn
to just do things which are not based on your own sense of comfort. But this sense of comfort is not helpful when it comes to developing yourself. This lifetime is not just about roses and butterflies. Sometimes you are meeting situations that you have to face and that you have to go through, meaning you're gonna meet conflict. At one or another point, you're gonna meet the feeling of having competition. How does all this physicality, all this practicing of using the body translate into your mindset, translate into what type of character are you? Do you have patience? Do you have discipline? Do you have willpower? This is the question. Because when we go to school, there are subjects that we are learning. Mathematics, biology, physics, chemistry. But every human being has something, we have something inside of us. Some people, you would say, they have discipline, other people, they don't have it. Some people have gratefulness, other people don't have it. Some people have a natural sense of respect, other people don't have it. So the question is it coincidence that you are born with respect or that you are born with discipline, or is these character traits something that need to be and can be developed inside the human being? Because if you are disciplined, you're going to have this discipline because it's part of your character. You're going to carry it on for whatever you are doing. Going to school, going to university, having your first job, building up your own company, doesn't matter what it is. This is that interesting part, what all of these Shaolin practices, what it is about. It is about figuring out what is the core of you as a human being that you can develop, and then afterwards, what you are doing with this core really doesn't matter. Some people make a professional life in sports, other people make a profession by being an entrepreneur, other people, they stay employed, other people build houses. It doesn't really matter. The thing is, along the way of creating something in this lifetime, there are some helpful human character traits or mindsets that I think they need development. And the question is now how to develop them. From my observation and sensing into myself, the more you're used or getting used to something, the more habits actually you are starting to develop. So we humans are beings of habit. The question is, if 20 years long you lived a type of life where there was not a lot of discipline involved, you can still develop it, of course, in the 21st years and onwards. But before that, we have to somehow balance out these 20 years of your habit of being undisciplined. What it means is, the older you get, the more habits you already have, the more difficult it will become to change any of them. This is why starting as early as possible is the easiest way to program yourself, condition yourself in the right direction of what type of habits, what type of thinking patterns you would like to develop in yourself.
Afterwards, by constructing it, and then it starts to take form. But the beginning of every form comes from an area which is formless, the mind. It's already, when you look at the person, what is your mind connection to the person? What inside of you, without speaking, what is your energy inside towards a person? And this is the important part. Don't waste your lifetime and adjust everything that's possible inside of your life, that you make the best out of it. That's it. Finished. Yeah, it's not about punting. It's not about kicking. It's not about anything super complicated. It is about that our lifetime is limited. And I think for right now, it's the best thing to appreciate what we have and adjust everything that is in our hands to make this lifetime pleasant for yourself and also for people around you. That is the mission. The main essence of our lifetime, what will give us the freedom, it's mind related. So power of the mind, in my opinion, is the essence. It is the mind that is in the focus of all development. Now comes the but. This type of realization cannot come in the beginning. It cannot come in the beginning in the world that is all the time based on looks, attraction of the eye, physicality, which means our world, the earth itself, everything beautiful in this world. What is beautiful about it? It is beautiful because it looks beautiful. We are focused on look. This is what is attractive to us, what we can see. This is what matters. Okay, the world of forms is important. What I do with my body, what I do with my shape, how I take care of the matter that I have in my lifetime, to take care of this matters 100%. But it is only as the bridge to the mind. Very important. I make it simple. This body, no matter how fit, no matter how well trained, one day is going to go back to the earth. No matter how much you have been taken care of this body, it's going to leave you. Therefore, the main emphasis is in figuring out what is there about yourself, even beyond the body. Sometimes we are just thinking too much. We are thinking too much. But remaining where you are and just thinking all the time is not going to make it better. So my very first suggestion would be put in a new structure of the day. This can mean already you wake up 10 minutes, 15 minutes earlier than you usually do. And in these 10 or 15 minutes,